Hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast, the only podcast for NFL punters. I'm your host, Grant Lee. Third and Long is brought to you by Little Birdie TV, topsport.com.au, Punting Form, and the home of stand-up comedy, The Comics Lounge. So another big week we had there in the NFL, and it's time to introduce Nick Tedeschi, my BFF, pro punter, and the master behind the tips package to the house. Welcome, Toprope. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, not too bad, buddy. Not too bad. But we're halfway through the season, so yeah, that's gone quickly, isn't it?
So it's very exciting, and we did run it past management last week to bring the show to Miami so that we could actually get Jerry into the podcast. Once again, he's going to miss today. It is daylight savings has changed the times over there in Miami, so. Poor old Jerry, I think his battery on his watch is broken. So it's just you and me today, mate. We did try to get MG off the bench, but he's had a big weekend in the birdcage. So just you and me, buddy.
Oh, here we go, MG. Can't get him off the bench for love nor money these days.
No, so let's jump straight into it, Toprope. Trade period, mate. It was the biggest trade period since 1990, and we all remember 1990, Angry Anderson live at the AFL Grand Final. And what was your most significant trade there, Toprope?
Yeah, some big ones. It's hard to go past Chubb to Miami. Great signing, really kind of boosts their pass rush there. Throws them right into contention there. And, Roquan Smith to the Ravens, one of the great fits as well. Obviously a team based on defence. He wanted to go to a winning side. I think he will go to the next level there. So they're probably the two for me.
So the trade deadline has come and gone, and once again, the Green Bay Packers did not make a move. So we do know they eat a lot of cheese over there, and that may have been the reason. What is going on at Green Bay, Toprope?
Well, Green Bay have historically been, more conservative than Tony Abbott on a bad day. So it's not surprising they didn't make a move. They don't rush into things. They don't like giving up assets. So. I think they're going to just plod along, but I think their playoff hopes are kind of diminishing pretty quickly.
So do you think now, after trading for Chase Claiborne, that the Chicago Bears are all in on Justin Fields, or will they try and find someone with a stupid name as well later on? But is Justin Fields the franchise quarterback for the Chicago Bears?
I don't think they've got much choice considering what where they drafted him and kind of what's available. That they will be at the top of the drafting order heading into next season. So it is a good quarterback class, but I'd find it hard to believe they'd move on from Justin Fields just yet.
So the Seattle Seahawks won again. Are they the shock team of the NFL? I know that their uniforms, those lime green ones, are definitely shocking. But are they the shock team so far in the NFL?
Yeah, probably. I didn't mind Seattle coming into this year. I probably didn't have them winning the division, but I certainly probably was higher on them than most pundits. There's certainly been a shock. To me, the Jets and the Falcons are probably two others you throw in the mix there. The Falcons in particular, I had them as the worst team in football coming into the year, and they've almost beaten their win total already. So they're up there. As probably the other surprising team from all.
So Derrick Henry is now tied for the most 200-yard rushing games in NFL history. How much better would he be if they did untie him? Is King Henry back? Is he the best running back in the NFL right now?
I don't know if he's the best running back in the NFL, but he kind of certainly fits what the Titans want to do better than anyone else. And I'd say kind of importance relative to the team, he'd probably be right up there. They haven't got many weapons, the Titans. They're already at the backup quarterback, Malik Willis. They've got no one at wide receiver. They've got to run, and they've got to run some more. So, this won't be the last 200-yard game we see from Derrick Henry this year.
So the NFC South is the shock division for my mind at the moment. The Atlanta Falcons are leading the NFC South ahead of the Bucs and the Saints. Can the Falcons hold on, finally, and beat Tom Brady?
No, I don't think so. I'm not high on the Bucs by any stretch of the imagination, but I remain pretty low on the Falcons. So I'm going to say no to that one. I think the Bucs will find some semblance of form somewhere in the back half of the season.
So what a disappointing year so far for the Las Vegas Raiders. Should they trade the car for a boat? What is the future of Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels?
Well, Derek Carr should have been probably traded years ago. He's what he is. Like he's a very average quarterback who holds onto the ball too long, doesn't bring a lot to the team, offers no threat with his legs. I guess the interesting question is Josh McDaniels is already kind of talk about him being fired already, which would be absolutely stunning. He did pretty poorly in his first stint as an NFL coach. Knocked back a chance to go to the Colts. Kind of was the highest touted assistant for many years when he was working at the Patriots. Gets his gig at the Raiders, then trades for Devontae Adams, and they've been abysmal. So I think he's well and truly in the hot seat right now.
It hasn't gone to plan for the LA Chargers this season. 4-3. They've got a lot of money, in on their players. They should be called the overchargers. For my mind, is Justin Herbert to blame for their struggles?
No, Justin Herbert's not to blame for their struggles. He is a class quarterback. They've had some injuries. Defense to me has been a concern for what they're doing, and the coaching of Staley is also an issue. But I think the Chargers will be fine. I'm not overly concerned about them. They're in a very difficult division, but we've just seen the Raiders and the Broncos kind of fall off a bit, so it's there for the taking to be the number one contender of the Chiefs there. And I'm not too concerned about the Chargers.
So thank you for all your insight there, Toprope. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with To the House. Hello and welcome back. It's time to take this to the house. It's brought to you by topsport.com.au, family owned and operated for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. So, Toprope, let's head into the bookie wrap, mate, and let us know how it's looking.
Yeah, not a lot in terms of real trends coming out of week 8. So 8 of the 15 favourites, which is probably a little low. Favourites have certainly been undersubscribed this year, 60%. Covered 7 of 14, so favourites are only covering at 43%. So underdog bettors pick up the line are doing very well this year. We saw the total go 7-7. We're looking at 57% of the unders this year, though. That's been particularly true in division games, so keep an eye out for that angle. And home teams hitting about 51% this year.
So time to show us your tips, Toprope. Take us to your house.
First real strip out of the year last week was we went 1 for 5. Very, very poor, dropped 9.06 units. But still well and truly in profit for the year, which is nice. We're up 27.56 units at a POT of 22.78%. We started the week well. Dallas covered pretty easily against the Bears there, 1-20, but it was ugly after this. The Raiders got shut out. Miami Detroit, got to 58 points, but it was sailing over at halftime. The Jets really gave themselves no chance against the Patriots with plenty of turnovers, and Houston were very Houston-like on that loss. So anyway, we live to fight on the day.
No, you will be back, my friend. It's been a great year so far. So let's have a quick look at Jerry's shoebox. And he went 2 from 4. He's for the season 14-17-1. He's treading water at the moment, and he'll probably kick it back in this week. So he started the week off with a loss there with the Jags, and had a couple of wins in between with the Panthers line, the Dolphins total, and loss with the Colts. But once again, the NFL is that beast that 1 week you're off, the next week you smash it in the mouth. So let's jump straight into the games. We're lucky once again. We've got 7 games here in Australia. And let's jump into match number 1, Buffalo at New York Jets. The line, Bills -13. Wow. And the total is 46. So the Bills are a heavy road favourite again. Buffalo is 2-1 as a double-digit favourite this season. And Allen has won his last 4 starts against New York. What say you, Toprope?
Yeah, Josh Allen's been a great better for those on the cover, 41, 28 and 4 against the spread over his career. Buffalo have covered 8 of 10 in the division, so yeah, there's definitely lean towards Buffalo, but home division dogs 54 and 40 against the spread. The Jets have covered 4 or 5 for loss. I'm going to pass on the side here, but have a strong play on the total, on the under 47.5, I think it is. The under 28, 10 and 2 in division games in 2022, 23, 9 and 1 when there is a division road favourite of 10 or more points. So definitely on the under here with a good degree of confidence.
Yeah, no, the minus 13, that is massive. So let's jump straight into match number 2. Minnesota at Washington, Monday, 5 a.m, ESPN. The line, Vikings minus 4. The total is 44. Look, the Commanders have shown some fight with Taylor Heinicke under centre. And that includes 2 road victories in the last 3 weeks against NFC North opponents. The Vikings have limited their opponents to 76.5 rushing yards. Where's the play on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, my best of the week here almost. I think at least in terms of side, Washington, we're getting the 4 points. Washington covered 15 of 21 off a win. There's a good angle here in Ron Rivera teams. They are 24 and 9 against the spread. After a straight-up win as an underdog, Taylor Heinicke, back up. He's 8 and 2 against the spread as a starter. The Commanders have covered 10 of 12 with a backup quarterback. And Kirk Cousins, 15, 28 and 1 against the spread since 2017. You can leave me out of him on the road. So Washington for me.
Awesome, Toprope. Let's head straight into our third match. Miami at Chicago, Monday, 5 a.m. on 7 mate. The Dolphins minus 4.5. The total is 42.5. Miami is 5-0 in tour starts. Miami also is 4-1 at Chicago all time. Justin Fields has shown improvement with Chicago's offense in the last couple of weeks. Who are we backing on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, couldn't really find a side bet in this one. There's a pretty compelling case been made for Chicago. I love, pretty much any sport backing teams off a flogging. Teams off a loss of 20 plus, 66-48 against the spread. Dogs off a loss of 20 plus, 51-30 against the spread. So would lean towards the Bears here, but Justin Fields covers 1 of 6 as a home underdog. That's a concern. If the Commanders were my best side bet, my best bet is the under in this game. We are looking at high wins. High wins always favour the under. The under is 134, 88 and 4 when there's a home dog of a loss of 14 or more, 74 and 57 when there's a non-division home dog of 3.5 or more. The Bears have gone under in 22 or 30 at Soldier Field. Give me the under in this one.
Amazing insight. Thank you, Toprope. So fourth match on our roster, Seattle at Arizona, Monday, 8:05 a.m. on 7 mate. The Cardinals are minus 1.5. The total is 49.5. Are the Seahawks a good story or a good team? We will find out this week. The Seahawks are the number 4 in the league for scoring. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals in week 6, 19-9. Who you got on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, sound like a broken record, but on the under again here. 28-10-2 division games. The under's hitting 5 of the last 7 head-to-head, 6 of the last 8 Seattle division games. 16 of 22 when Arizona are off, allowing 30 plus. So they tend to buckle down after a bad defensive showing. So like the under in this one.
So match number 5, the most difficult game to pick this week for my mind, the LA Rams at Tampa Bay, Monday, 8:25 a.m. ESPN. The line, Bucks minus 3. The total, 43. Both teams have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Cooper Kupp is dealing with an ankle injury, so he is day-to-day. And is this finally the week where Tom Brady gets the Bucks out of their slump? Where should the punters put their dollars on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, difficult game, this one. Leaning towards the Bucks here to cover the 3 points. Interesting. That's Brady's 22 and 12 against the spread with the Bucks in day games. I think 1 and 10 against the spread in primetime games. So, He's also very good off a long rest, 1992 against the spread, getting 10 days or more when at home. The Rams covered as 4 of 14 against the losing team, just 2 of 8 off a loss of 14 plus. I don't think they're going that well. I'll be on Tampa Bay, relatively not much confidence.
So match of the week in my mind is the sixth match, Tennessee at Kansas City, Monday, 12:20 p.m. ESPN. The Chiefs are minus 11.5. The total is 44.5. Well, what can you say? Ryan Tannehill, should be returning for this game. Derrick Henry was lights out once again, but he's going to have to be on the ball against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are, listen to this one, Toprope, 19-3 off a bye with Andy Reid. You can't beat those sort of stats. What do you think about this one, Toprope?
Yeah, it's a great game, but not a real great betting game for mine. Look, face day, the number looks a little big for mine. Titans have covered 4 straight off a win back at quarterbacks as underdogs, 15-10 against the spread this year. The Chiefs, they've failed to cover any of their last 4 at home, just 1 of 6 off scoring 30 plus, and there's no more public team in the NFL. So, look, if I had to have a bet, I'd be on the Titans, but no confidence this one.
So here we are, Borko. Time to queue up the Monday night theme. It's match number 7, Baltimore at New Orleans, Tuesday, 12:15 p.m. ESPN. The line, Ravens minus 2.5. The total is 48.5. The Saints are 2-2 at home this season, but both losses were by an average of 7 points to the Bucs and the Bengals. The Ravens have the easiest remaining schedule. They're number 2 in rushing offense in the league, and Lamar Jackson wins 75% of his games. Where is the love on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, probably lean towards the Ravens, just because I think they're a better side. The numbers don't really stack up for them, but lean towards the Ravens. But best bet in this one, we're going again at the under 48.5 here. Under is a huge angle at night, 110.78 and 3. Under is 13.6 when the Ravens are on the road. Under is 28 when the Saints off a win of 14 or more. So, lean towards the under again.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment where I tell you once again to head to the Little Birdie shop at littlebirdie.live. Pick the boys' packages. It's $22 a week. It's nothing. If you want Jerry's, here's is the shoebox. If you want to check out Toprope's tips, head to the house. But if you're serious about being an NFL punter, or you want to just show off and make out like you know everything about the NFL, head there and set out those packages. So, Toprope, after the trade period, have we had much of a change in the Super Bowl market?
I don't think we've had a huge amount of change there. We're seeing Baltimore, they're kind of relatively steady at $17. I guess the big one probably happened a little bit before. The trade was played a couple of weeks there, but Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers, they're now full favourites, $9.25. So that's probably the most interesting move over the last fortnight. But the teams that are trading probably aren't. They are the top of the tree there. Minnesota get T.J. Hockenson. He will certainly add to kind of their weapons, but I'm not sure he's a real game changer. $17 seems a touch of under someone.
So it's our favourite time of the show. It's the charity picks. I had a losing week, so I'm not that over the top this week, but hopefully we have a bounce back. So we are granted $100 to invest by our sponsors at topsport.com.au, and we have our chosen charities to represent. How did you go for the week, Toprope?
I decided to ride the worst team in football, getting 2.5 points, so that went as expected, I guess.
Well, we see that Jerry's had a win, and he could have been the only bloke to sit here today and rile us both up. But mate, I took the Lions +3, and I'm sorry, I cannot back the Lions ever again. I am just absolutely over them. They cost me week in, week out. I'm done with the Lions. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. So for me to bounce back this week, I have gone the Bears +4. Toprope, who have you gone?
I've gone with the Commanders. It's 3.5 there. I think it's up to 4 now, so I'm going to take the extra half point there and go with the Washington Commanders.
Oh, yeah, I like that one too. So As I can see on the screen there, Jerry has gone the Dolphins -4. So
you two are head-to-head.
Between the three of us there, I tell you, we should be making some money for our charity. Let's have a look at how the third and long ankle breakers competition went for this week. The winner was T. Woodlock. He had the Bills by 17 points. So congratulations there, Mr. Woodlock. I've got a funny joke, but I'm not going to say it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this week it's week 9. The match will be Baltimore at New Orleans, Tuesday, 12:15 p.m. ESPN. It's easy to enter. Enter which team wins and by what margin. So, for example, I'm going to take the Ravens by 17 points. Be sure to put it on your socials, especially on Twitter and on our socials at Little Birdie TV, Third and Long TV. To qualify, tag 15 friends, not just one. Let's get this rolling, guys. Get this competition flying because the prizes are sensational. If there is multiple entries in the same score, we'll randomly pick it through our generator. So, Toprope, thank you once again for coming out, and hopefully next week we'll have Jerry on board. And it's basically time to sign off, guys. It's another great show. That's a wrap for our 9th show of the year. Remember to hit the shop at littlebirdie.live. Subscribe to the tips packages either from Jerry or Toprope. Follow us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Store, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And be sure to tell all your friends to jump on board and listen to us. And remember, for all your NFL action for Week 9, it can be found at topsport.com.au. Invest wisely, punters, and enjoy Week 9.